Guys, I have messed up really bad. Hello folks and friends. First of all, I would like to address the elephant in the room, which is that the previous week I said that I was going to be making another video about a clay sculpture. And as you all know, last week I did not post a video. But this is because I actually worked on a clay sculpture. It is a dragon. Now, I don't have much footage of it, besides these couple of pictures that are up here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you how I made it, but I will be able to show you how I'll be painting it. But there are a few things that I want to let you know before I start painting this. First thing is that a typical dragon color would be red. So, for this clay sculpture, I want to paint it a little bit different. I am going to be using what I consider the opposite of red, which is blue. So I'll be painting this thing blue. I also have lights that I'm going to stick up here, which is why I had this long pole. And the lights are going to go through. And this wire that's here is going to be used to hold up the lights. First things first, we just need to touch this up a little bit, put it in the oven to bake, and then we'll start painting. So if you guys are interested, make sure to keep on watching and let's just get right to the video. So as I had just mentioned, we are going to be fixing this up a little bit and then paint it. But for now, you could just check out the small details that I added into this sculpture. And I gotta say, this is one of the best and the biggest clay sculpture that I have out of all of them. First off, I'm going to texture the chest with this tool that I have just to make it look like he has scales on. Okay, so as you saw, all I really needed to work on was a detail for the body, which was just the scales. But off camera, I did mess with a few more stuff, but besides that, I think it's time to put it into the oven, so let's do that. After putting this thing in the oven for 20 minutes, it has finally completely cooled down and hardened. So, the first thing I want to do is get the lights inside of it before I start painting. And this is going to be the real problem. So let me explain how I'm going to stick these lights up. I am going to tie it around something, as I am right now. And I'm going to make the string go through the body so I could just easily pull up the lights in through the body and out through the mouth. And after a lot of effort, I did something terrible. Guys, I have messed up really bad. Good news is that I was able to stick the light into the dragon like I was planning on doing. The bad news is it costed something bigger than it should have, which was the creation itself. This has broken up into several different sections, as you can see. It's broken all over the place, including the throat and the back of the tail. I honestly don't know what to do. But through this, it's actually brought my motivation up a little bit as well, because of the fact that since it's broken up into different sections of the sculpture itself, and it's unintentional, I am sort of happy with this, even though it's really destroyed and terrible. Doing this, it has helped me because now it could even become something better. Now, with all these parts of it, I am thinking of leaving it like that, probably fixing it up just a little bit, and making it look into something cooler than it was supposed to be in the first place. So, let's just get right into fixing it. So what I want to do is connect it back together because the dragon and the base itself separated. So I'm going to connect these with extra clay. Next is to work on the neck or the throat, which is my favorite part of this whole creation when it broke, because it has a lot of character into it, and one of the places where, at least for lots of stories, to destroy a dragon is in the throat or in the back. So this is a pretty interesting way to show that. And then one part that I didn't think about this whole creation when I had to redo it was baking it again, so I had to use a heat lamp for this. I was able to finally finish hardening the clay sculpture and bringing it back into its original form and basically repairing it. As you saw in that little video, it was just a heat lamp that we used, and we left it there like on every side of the clay sculpture for a little bit, probably 10 minutes each, just so it could harden, and I'll be able to work with it. So now that we have the actual clay sculpture, we can start getting into the painting process. So as I said in the beginning of this video, I wanted this dragon to be blue. So I'm gonna keep on to that and have a dark bluish color for the first coat of the dragon. To make the spikes on the back stand out, I decided to use a little brighter color for that and then tip it off with some green. And as I was painting the face, I did notice that it did crack off again, so I had to use super glue for that. There was no way where I could fix it with clay again, because then I would have to bake it, and since it already has paint on it, I don't want to risk it. Time to use some of that green to the top of the spikes for the back, and a little bit on the details of the legs and arms. And now it's time to paint the grass of the base. And then the bottom of the base, which was going to be a dirt color, so I'm painting this brown, mixing a little bit of red, gray, and brown with it. And now it's time to put a watered down darker color on top of the green so it could look a little bit more 3D. And dry brush the raised parts with a little bit of a lighter green. Okay, the painting process is done, but I'm not going to show you the end product yet because I still need to work on the fire. So the way that we're going to do this is that I had a wire sticking out of the mouth, as you guys saw as most of the clip was rolling. But that is a crucial part of it because it's going to be holding the cotton, which is going to be the fire. And then I'm going to paint the cotton blue, probably like 2 different colors for it with highlights. And then we could probably call this clay sculpture done. So like I just said, we are going to be using a cotton for the fire. And this is a great idea for anybody who wants to use fire as part of their sculpture. Right here, I am spraying it with hairspray just so it could harden a little bit. And now it's time to paint those details. Thank you guys for watching this roller coaster of a clay sculpture. If you enjoyed this video, like it and possibly subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See you guys. Bye. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes since I baked this thing. So it's it's been 20 minutes since this thing has heat gun, but a heat lamp. We can actually, gosh,